To day 8 of our 21-day relational challenge, and Leanne just asked me if I would cut her hair.
I have not had a haircut for over 3 months now, and I'm actually getting a little nervous, but I actually got nervous when I asked you if you would trim it at the back, so...
Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, by the end of the 21-day challenge, my hair, who knows what it's going to look like, but anyway.
We hope you had a great weekend, a good opportunity for some Sabbath.
Yesterday, we did nothing that we had to do, which was great.
Yeah, I finished a book. I listened to a whole podcast series.
And you were very sad when it was done.
I was like, it's done?
Yeah.
So I can't wait for the next one to come.
We went to church in Asia. We went to church in Canada. Worked out in our garage.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty refreshed.
Yeah, it was good. So today.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are in the middle of a pandemic. And overnight, our lives changed. We had daily routines and frameworks in our lives that we were used to, and just kind of, it's just how, we didn't even think about how to live our days. They were comfortable. And all of it is out the window right now. All across Canada this morning, parents are waking up and adding school teacher to their already bursting portfolios.
Many of our jobs are now at home.
Mm-hmm, if they weren't already. And suddenly we're feeling this need to create new frameworks very, very quickly.
So today we're going to talk about boundaries, and more specifically work boundaries. Leanne and I have lots of experience in this. For the last 12 years we've worked on remote teams, and then we got thrown in. We decided to throw ourselves into working together in Asia and Canada.
And so we worked from coffee shops, planes,
cars, and home.
Yes.
In both Asia and in Canada. So boundaries are, by definition, guidelines, rules, or limits that a person creates to identify reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for other people to behave towards them, and how they will respond when someone passes those limits. So there you are at home, you're working at the kitchen table, the kids, if you have any, are asking for snacks, and it's 10:04.
It's 10:02.
Your roommate is on a Zoom call in the living room.
Your husband is breaking bread because you're all out of bread, and meanwhile he's talking to a coworker on his cell.
So how can you create rules, guidelines, structure, something for your reality right now?
So we would suggest call a family meeting.
Call a staff meeting.
A staff meeting.
Yeah.
This is a meeting where everyone in the household is invited. So invite the kids, invite the roommates, provide good snacks and coffee.
Basically, do an official meeting. Take notes, print out the minutes, or write them on a poster board. Mm-hmm. Basically, save the info in a way that works for your crew. In fact, we do this weekly, and
we have to do this weekly because our lives are so fluid. I mean, if you watch us online, we're traveling all the time. Yeah. So this is something that has just become part of our practice.
Yeah. So we have already finished our Monday morning coffee-fueled staff meeting and are ready to face the day and the week.
Yeah, but there were no snacks. We had just had breakfast. Okay, so the first question that you're going to ask at this meeting is, physically, where is work going to take place? And this was a hot topic for us in Asia because we were both living and working in just over 400 square feet. And as you've seen in previous posts, I was getting pretty stressed about it. And remember how we talked about stress behavior always masking an underlying need. So get clear on what you need, because if you're constantly tripping over each other, it's just this recipe for tension. And so you want to be able to carve out space for the things each of you need to do in order to do your work well. So in Asia, we finally figured out that it was best if Darcy worked in the back room where we set up a desk, and then I would sit either at our table in our living room or sit on our couch, and it really worked for us.
So pro tip, good headphones. Being in the same space but not there.
Exactly, not there. So then question number 2 is what do we do with all of the stuff, right? Like Darcy, bless your heart, You are a spreader outer. You have to see everything, I, on the other hand, I'm actually not much better because I'm a cleaner upper even while we're still using it kind of
and then
person.
I can't find it.
Exactly. It's a total gong show. And so we agreed that we put things away by a certain time every night. So creating these rules, guidelines, boundaries, whatever you want to call them, shows really respect for each other, respect for the needs of the other, and reduces tension.
Another boundary to think about is time boundaries. When are work hours? When are we done work? And when do we start? Are there times that we need to put up a do not disturb sign? And so at my old office, the team installed these kind of lights that would show a certain color if they were available, a certain color if they were...
I think that would be green if they were available, and red if they were unavailable.
Yeah, and so you can take Post-it notes. So,
like if you did this, that would mean don't bug me right now. I'm actually working. Or you could do this and say,
I'm available to talk.
I'm
free. And I've got a beautiful advantage here is that I'm colorblind, and so I can blow past any
and just blame
rules.
it on your colorblindness.
So how will we take care of our kids well and balance their needs with our own need to work? And how do we ensure that our work life doesn't bleed into every aspect of our life? When is it okay to have a season of bleed? And there may be times in this as you are scrambling, or if you're in healthcare or one of the essential things that need to happen right now, like you may be going 24/7. And so how do you adjust for that? And can you plan for those times when you're not on?
Right. And I mean, like you say, bleed happens, and there are times in our work life where it's sort of out of balance. But when that happens day after day, week after week, month after month, then you're in trouble. So have some grace for yourselves in this very strange time that we find ourselves in.
Question number 4 is a bigger one. It's, what are our agreements around our use of technology? Do you need to put up a technology basket near the front door where all the tech stuff goes, so you put it away? Or for me, like at night, I never charge my phone in our bedroom. Like I walk it down the hall, charge it.
You tuck it into bed.
I tuck it into bed so that if my mind's firing on all cylinders, I don't wake up and pick up my phone. And in the morning, my phone is not the first thing I look at.
Yeah. So working from home is a blessing and a curse. Like some of you might be listening to us and you're still in your PJs. Like, yay. Like that's really actually pretty awesome. But here's the thing. When we work outside the home, the regular schedule creates boundaries for us. Like we have to be at the office, say by 8:30. That's a boundary that's created for us. In this pandemic world, we are the ones that actually have to create the boundaries. It's on us to make sure it happens.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're actually going to talk about some of the framework for how to do this. So this is a bit of a two-parter, but today your challenge is pretty obvious. You need to have a staff meeting. As you begin the week, take a few minutes today and talk about boundaries and book your next staff meeting before you are finished. Listen well. Some great questions that you could ask are, what's working for you in the way that we're doing this now? What do we need to tweak? What are your stressors? In fact, that was part of our staff meeting today. Is I said, Leanne, these are the things that are fogging up my brain. I need to put them out in a list so that we can talk about it. But what are your excitements? Scazzero talks about that. Like, what are the things that you're excited about this week? And that may be a shorter list in a pandemic.
Right.
But don't be afraid to stop and be thankful, to talk about excitement.
And I think it's really important that we talk about work bleed. Do you know what I mean? Like when work just starts to get into everything, do we need to create a cutoff point for our work, or a startup moment for some of you? It's like, okay, like get out of your PJs, put your makeup on, like do we need to create your pants on? What do you need to do?
And when does technology go away? So talk about those things. And at the end of your staff meeting, we recommend praying together. Not a perfunctory, God bless our day, help Susie, but to actually pause and pray together. Hold hands. Take the time to put your day in God's hands.
So tomorrow we're going to talk further about creating a framework for your life, for your days, those kinds of things. And we're actually really excited about this week because we're going to be talking about productivity and how much pressure we put on ourselves anyway.
Yeah,
we just started.
We appreciate your input. We've received some great questions and keep those coming.
Keep them coming.
We'll answer them together. You've got this.
You've got it.